He will be sued, and I say will be because nothing has been filed yet, by at least 120 people in the next 30 days.
In her civil lawsuit, Cassie said that she was the victim of abuse, assault, and at the hands of Diddy.
Imagine working in the shadows of one of the most notorious prisons in the country, a place where whispers linger in the halls and secrets are concealed behind every locked door. Now, picture what happens when one of the world's most powerful music moguls, Diddy, finds himself suddenly thrust into this grim world. It sounds like a plot straight out of a Hollywood script, right? But what's even more bizarre is that these events are reportedly happening in real life, according to anonymous accounts from within the Metropolitan Detention Center, MDC. Diddy's arrest wasn't just a shock to the public. It caused ripples throughout the entire prison system. Why? Because this wasn't just a case of a celebrity falling on hard times, it was much darker. The charges against him were serious, and the ensuing courtroom drama made headlines for months. But when he was denied bail, not once, but 3 times, it became clear this wasn't going to end with house arrest in some luxury mansion. Instead, Diddy found himself locked away at Brooklyn's MDC, a facility infamous for its harsh conditions and eerie reputation. Unlike most inmates who would be overwhelmed by such a drastic change, Diddy reportedly entered the facility as if he owned the place. This is where things start to get strange. An anonymous prison guard, who has since quit their job out of fear for their safety, came forward with chilling details about Diddy's life behind bars. According to this whistleblower, Diddy wasn't treated like an ordinary inmate. From the moment...
So Diddy, if you're just joining us here, was just arrested and taken into federal custody in New York tonight. Sources tell TMZ Homeland Security swooped into a Midtown hotel late Monday where Diddy was staying, and they arrested him.
When he arrived, it was clear that he was being given special treatment, almost like royalty. Rumors began circulating among the staff. Why was he there? Why wasn't he transferred to a federal facility like other high-profile figures? Even the warden seemed uneasy, issuing strict orders for everyone to avoid asking questions and simply follow protocol. But secrets have a way of slipping out, and the first strange occurrence was the food. While the other inmates were stuck with bland, barely edible meals, Diddy's dinners were gourmet. Think roasted chicken, fresh vegetables, and even desserts, delivered straight from a 5-star restaurant. But the peculiarities didn't stop at the food. Over time, personal items started showing up in Diddy's cell. Designer clothes, expensive headphones, and even a leather-bound journal with gold initials. Not exactly the standard issue for someone serving time in a...
Incredible. And, it brings into context our whole system of innocent till proven guilty. Why is he not being given bond? And, we could debate that all day long. Of all people that's unlikely to flee or get away, well, he's got the resources to flee, but he's so recognizable. And isn't he innocent till proven guilty? Well, yeah, but, we have to recognize there are degrees of innocent till proven guilty.
Notorious detention center. And then there were the visitors. According to the guard, Diddy's visitor list looked more like a roster of the rich and powerful, with high-profile figures showing up late at night, well beyond regular visiting hours. These weren't your typical prison visitors either. They came dressed in suits and were instantly recognizable to anyone paying attention. Business moguls, even figures from Diddy's former circle, were among them. Certain figures were more interesting than others, and typically, what they discussed remains a mystery, but the guard claims that every visit left the staff feeling uneasy, as though something much larger was happening behind closed doors. I think for a lot of people that happened, across the board, those cloudy days. And then came the glitches. The guard reported that the security cameras in Diddy's block would flicker and distort at the same times every night, around 1 a.m. and again at 3 a.m. The footage would warp, freeze, or go completely dark before returning to normal. When the guard reported this to the tech team, they brushed it off as a problem with outdated equipment. But after weeks of the same pattern, it became clear that something far stranger was going on.
All the resources he has, they couldn't craft some solution that lets him be under some form of house arrest. And again, it sounds like special treatment, but the truth of the matter is, to incarcerate somebody like him is expensive to all of us. We're taxpayers, and he's got to have unique situations. You can't put him in general population where, everyone wants a piece of him and everyone wants to be his friend and everyone.
After this all opened, when our client would find it painful when they went to laundry in the morning, when the guard began to believe that someone or something was deliberately manipulating the footage. During one of Diddy's recreational hours, the guard's curiosity got the best of them. They snuck into Diddy's cell, hoping to uncover some answers. What they found was even more disturbing. Hidden beneath Diddy's mattress was a piece of paper covered in strange symbols. Symbols that didn't resemble any language the guard could recognize. Alongside it was a note written in hurried handwriting. Watchers silence loyalty behind a loose brick in the wall.
Hey, real quickly, all that commissary stuff, he's not getting any of that because people in the SHU have an abbreviated list. So he's out of luck. No stake for him. Yeah, he is on watch. This guy thought he would have went home. All of a sudden, he didn't get bond. Remember, the first night that he was there.
Only what underneath the paper was a crude drawing of an eye surrounded by flames, along with a list of names, some of which matched the high-profile visitors who had come to see Diddy late at night. This was the breaking point for the guard. Terrified by what they had uncovered, they resigned shortly after the incident. But even after leaving the job, they couldn't shake the feeling that they were being watched. Anonymous calls, unfamiliar cars parked outside their home. It was clear that someone was keeping tabs on them. Still, the guard decided to share their story, hoping to shed light on the strange happenings at the MDC. So, what's really going on here? Why is Diddy being treated so differently from other inmates? And what was it that the guard uncovered that made them fear for their life? As the pieces of this puzzle slowly come together, one thing is clear. This story is far from over. Could Diddy's influence extend far beyond the music industry? Or is there something even darker at play?